Three, two, one.
You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here, and I'm here with Scott. Scott, how you doing, sir?
Excellent, Hunter. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, but I'm confused, and I'll tell you why I'm confused. Because we are talking about the first trailer for Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Boy.
Yeah, and so Scott, you have you literally just watched this for the first time.
Correct.
And
sure.
I've watched the trailer like 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save your thoughts here for just a second.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I broke the rules. Go ahead.
I don't know what this is, and I have to put it like that because I watched this trailer and look, this is a movie I cannot stress enough. I do not think should be fucking happening. Like when they announced this, I went, why? Like I just don't know why you go back. Now, look, let's be clear. Space Jam is a relic of its time. There was definitely plot holes up the yin yang with that shit. Like I'm not even gonna try to pretend that's not, but people love Space Jam. And while Jordan will never be accused of being a Oscar-winning actor, they did a good job of incorporating his actual retirement into the film, which actually gave it some emotional weight.
Right. Because he was playing baseball at the time.
Exactly. And he lost his dad and everything. I stand by what I've been saying. I think Steph Curry would have been a much better choice for the star in this versus LeBron. But this is just kind of what I expected in the sense of, LeBron's having a argument with his child, which makes him look like a pretty shitty parent, to be honest. Like, to start the trailer off, like, you never let me do what I want, Dad. You never let me do me. And it's like, well, shut up, son. Like, do what I want. Like, it's a bit insane, to be honest. And
so for you, like, so trailers about excitement, right? Building hype. Like, for you didn't think this should be made, so this trailer for you would have had to really blown you away, and or presented you with something that you weren't expecting.
It would have needed to do enough to not make me feel concerned. And like, and here's the thing: I don't hate this trailer. Like, there's no part of me I was like, "Oh, I fucking hate this shit." But did this looks like a more kids version of Ready Player One. But with Warner Brothers just whoring out a bunch of their properties to be like, look what we own, which, I mean, fuck, Disney does it. But, I mean, they're sometimes a little more subtle than this shit is. This just seems very calculated, but not in a good way on that front. And the writing team behind it, so here's the thing, man. They've got Justin Lin, who has written and directed several big hits. I mean, whether it's, the 09 Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Ryan Coogler, Black Panther, Ryan Coogler, Fruitvale Station, Creed 1 and 2, Ryan Coogler. He's a producer on this.
So does that give you hope then?
Yeah. I'm going to be real, man. I'm so... Okay. Now, maybe LeBron wants to get this made because, look, LeBron, despite my feelings on him as the GOAT, he's not, by the way, but despite my feelings on LeBron as a basketball player, I understand LeBron has a brand, and I understand LeBron clearly wants to expand that brand to Hollywood. Maybe LeBron wants to do this movie so he can be animated, so he can have a consistent hairline for once. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why this is being made.
Going for the low blows.
But dude, come on, man! Like, let's be real. Like, it's been 6 years since he's had hair. Like, don't be a black Hulk Hogan, all right? Just like shave that shit. But But LeBron, like I said, man, he's a charismatic dude. To an extent, I get it. But this is just... There's no Monstars in this, presumably. Right. The whole kind of concept that they live in this penthouse and the AI for the elevator puts him on this floor where the son gets kicked. Like, that's a bit of a leap. Like, even for a Space Jam movie.
Now, I will reel us in here. We are talking about Space Jam, which
we are.
Michael Jordan gets sucked down a golf ball hole,
but at least they were following him on his routine. This just seems like a
fair.
very
they were
random,
looking out for him.
Yeah, correct. This seems like a very random occurrence of this AI just going, well, I can apparently manipulate computers and just suck your son in. Like, now I will say I do appreciate you get someone like Don Cheadle, Academy Award nominated actor Don Cheadle, Golden Globe, Tony winning. Don Cheadle's a badass, and his floor for a performance, he's great in pretty much everything he's fucking in. So I think getting him as the villain was a very smart choice, because at least you have someone who can kind of anchor LeBron as far as his lack of acting ability. But the more I watch this trailer, and again I've seen it 3 or 4 times, confusion is just kind of where I keep landing. Like, again, I don't hate this, but I'm sitting there watching it going, you're not showing me anything in this first trailer that makes me go, oh, this totally justifies the film's existence, because no. I
think it's important with these to keep them simple in a way. Like, simple enough to where it's like the first one, I don't want to get too far ahead because we don't really know what's actually going to happen in this movie, but
true.
Simple to the point where it's about the basketball game. Like, the first one was very much it appears far simpler. Just this trailer, I agree with you. When first watching it, I got to the end, I was like, what just happened? I don't really know. I know they're getting to the basketball part of this eventually, right? But it doesn't really get to that point. It's more about this alternate world, alternate universe, it seems like, that they're creating, with Don Cheadle being the overlord of it. I agree. It's confusing. I'm not really sure what to make of it, and there's still part of me that's a kid that sees, the Looney Tunes, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Let's get after it with Bugs and fucking Tweety and Taz and all of that. And I hope it does, but it's, I don't know. It's hard because we're kind of children of a similar era when the first one came out, and it was kind of endearing, and we were younger when we saw it, and maybe those little plot holes they weren't caught up on us like they would be now. So it's kind of hard for me to weigh them on a similar scale, if that makes sense.
It does,
but I don't know. We'll see. We'll. I mean, it's very futuristic. It kind of looks cool. I don't hate how it looks.
So
there's a lot going on.
So just rewinding parts of the trailer.
I'm looking through it again. I'm kind of going shot by shot throughout this thing.
So yeah, I really just love this kid's cry for help, and LeBron going what happened? That does make me laugh. So while we're kind of looking through this, I do have to bring up the director, who is Malcolm D. Lee. Now, Malcolm D. Lee is a person of color. I just have to point this out to preface what I'm about to say. Because he's done some stuff I really fucking enjoy. He did The Best Man, which has, Terrence Howard, Taye Diggs, Nia Long. Fine ass Nia Long. But Best Man's a great movie back in 1999. He did Undercover Brother, which is one of my favorite fucking movies ever.
Classic.
And he did one of the few good Bow Wow movies. He did Roll Bounce, which is actually really good. But then he did Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, which is a piece of shit. He did Scary Movie 5, which is not good. Barbershop The Next Cut, it's aight. He did The Girls Trip, which I really enjoy. But then he did Night School with Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. And Night School was on my worst stuff that year. I fucking hate Night School. Yeah, that's the last thing that's the last thing he directed. So pardon me if I'm not filled with glee with him taking off Space Jam. But I don't know, man. Like, looking back through the trailer, I don't think the setup isn't garbage. Like, while I think it's dumb, I think you could flesh out the overall premise. What I actually loved, and I mean loved, is the part in the trailer where LeBron is just following between these different worlds.
Yeah.
I think that's actually really done.
I think they should lean into the whole multiverse thing. It's like not only really popular right now, but like people are like, it's like there's a Westeros city he flies, like the Game of Thrones he flies past, you see
Game of Thrones, you see Gotham, you see the bat signal there. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh wow, that's actually pretty cool that they're just, they're leaning in this. I think Don Cheadle being an AI, because we talk about and I don't want to give you PTSD flashbacks, but we think back to something like the Emoji Movie. This could actually, yeah, I know, but we,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, we talked about at length about how it's like, oh, there's Spotify and there's this, and like how horror that is.
Right.
They could at least work that somewhat to the plot here and not be, so dumb. I see a world where that works. Mm-hmm. The thing that I actually really love, I love that we get old school 2D Looney Tunes animation.
Yeah,
that was something I was like, oh, hell yeah, cool. Now, admittedly, how would LeBron know to just put his thumb in his mouth and just and blow himself up? Like, all right, apparently this has happened before, but looking
which is kind of classic,
It is.
Like,
it is.
Jordan kind of did that when he got there and kind of discovered what he couldn't do there. But
fair point. But the Wile E. Coyote, and not Wile E. Coyote, Yosemite Sam, that gag of shoot the ball, that made me genuinely laugh out loud. I went, okay, yeah. That's actually good. The thing that I'm gonna, and again, we don't know how the film's gonna go, but goddamn, dude, I don't understand what is the reasoning for having all these franchises just pop up. Like, is it just a giant, like, is it a battle royal between everything?
Or I think it's like it's like a Warner Brothers universe. It's a literal Warner Brothers universe. So it's like that's where all the characters live. I assume. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, but yeah, they're really punching that home that like there's so many different characters to choose from and characters in general, like that it seems like it could end up being like pandering in a way of like, ooh, you remember the Iron Giant, King Kong.
Which I would like to point out,
the Flintstones.
Man, Warner Brothers barely acknowledged the Iron Giant until like 10 years ago. So them going like, oh, we love the Iron Giant now. It's like, I'm sorry, where is this when the film fucking came out? Like that actually bothered me, if I'm being honest. I was like, really? Also, it looks exactly like the shot in Ready Player One. Like the Iron Giant in particular looks
Which is what, it's like everyone is calling this Ready Player One. This is like the beginning, like, because they in the trailer they show how he gets there, and it's like he like goes up to him and is like, what's this fucking Matrix shit?
Yeah,
and
what in the Matrix? What in the Matrix?
What in the fucking Matrix, motherfucker? What?
Yeah. Okay, if LeBron drops a motherfucker, it's a B+ by default.
They should have just made this an R-rated movie and just went for it. But like that whole thing, like I hope. I don't know. I'm conflicted because I'm like, what do I want to see out of this? Because Space Jam, or the original one, is ridiculous, right? It's
absolutely.
Like, it's completely ridiculous. So it's like, what I would be willing to say the same thing about the first one, but I think what makes the first one so endearing is that like they kind of stay in their lane.
Yes. That's a good way.
And I hope that that's how they do this. Now, with the whole, like, what I was saying, the Matrix thing, he kind of gets sucked into it. Like, you can't just create this, like, thing and just maybe not explain it. Obviously, again, we don't know. But, like, I hope they don't get too complicated. But the way that this trailer went, it seems like a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, I paused it at the minute 46 mark. So there's, if you notice on the Tron or whatever, there's a thing that says followers 823,110.
I did notice that.
Is that something where? So I'm gonna be real, man. If this is all just about the AI getting more followers or some shit like that, I'm gonna be really irritated. But like, if that's what this is all for, I'll
bet it. That's you know what? Damn.
Dude,
like maybe that's why he wants them to play. He's like, he wants them to play so that they can get more popular.
Yeah, and that would really bother me if that's all this is about. That would genuinely irritate me. So I'm really hoping that's not what they're pulling, but I'm concerned.
We'll see.
About that. We will see. So we do have to talk about the players for the Goon Squad, which, all right, not bring the Monstars back. Okay, fine. But, and I'll be real, man, I think you actually, and this would be taking a shot at Jordan, but let's be real, man. If you have LeBron and you bring the Monstars back, you could have part of the plot be that, oh, we beat, like we lost to Michael Jordan, but you're not as good as Jordan. Like, you could actually lean into that. Like, seriously,
right,
I would
and
actually
make fun
done
of yourself,
that.
kind of.
Yeah, I actually would have done that personally. But the players on the Goon Squad, so the one with the eyebrows is Anthony Davis. Shocker. Now his eyebrows actually look separated more in the cartoon than they do in real life. Damian Lillard looks like a metal mime, which is kind of funny to me. Diana Taurasi, who is on the I think she was on the Storm, or on the Seattle Storm. I can't remember if it's the Storm or the Fever she's on now, but I'm a fan of hers, and I'll be real, dude. I think her character model by far looks the least like her. That was something I was like, wow, you doesn't seem like you even fucking tried. That's kind of shitty. Which does need to be called out. And then I'm not even gonna fuck this name. NECA. You want to take a shot, man?
I'm on the directors right now. Let's see.
Oju. I'm sorry, girl. I can't say your last name, but yeah, she's on there. And then Klay Thompson apparently is playing the Human Torch, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, man, this is just one of those. It's one of those things. I go, all right, yes, there's a lot of characters here. There's a lot of characters here, and I'm just pausing just to look through some of them.
Ogwumike.
Perfect. We'll go with that. But if you look around, man, you see Mr. I saw Mr. Freeze. I saw a dragon from Game of Thrones. I saw multiple versions of the Penguin. I see Fred Flintstone. Saw the Joker. I saw Pennywise in a shot. Like Warner Brothers is whoring their shit out. They're like, hey, look at everything we own. Which, I mean,
who's the fucking shark? Who's that shark guy?
Oh God, I should know that. It's Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Hanna-Barbera one.
I cannot think of it right now. Jabberjaw. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I really should know off the top of my head. Bad me. But yeah, man, there's a lot here. Like, and the other thing I will say too, I thought in the concept art that the Toon Squad jerseys looked like shit. Like I thought they looked like second rate, those new Miami Heat uniforms that they use.
Yeah, the Vice ones.
Yeah. While I won't say that these look good, the designs kind of worn me down a little bit.
Like, yeah, I don't hate them.
Yeah, like I again, like is too strong, but I have been kind of like, well, okay. Now, something we do have to point out too. First off, at the 202 mark, that Nike swoosh right there on that 212. Like, don't forget who helped pay for this shit. Like,
yeah, LeBron ain't paying for this.
Yeah, fuck that. And I actually do appreciate that Zendaya is voicing Willow Bunny. I actually think that's actually really... Now, first off, they took away your boobs and her ass. Hashtag not my Lola, but...
Hashtag cancel culture.
Right. Hashtag restore the... Hashtag Lola good. But I...
What's the world coming to when you can't jerk off to a cartoon bunny?
Right, I know. God, what's happening? Not a world I want to live in. But and so I do have to point out too, at the 206 mark, his son is on. It looks like he's on their bench. Is on the
right. So because they both get sucked in there, if I'm not mistaken.
So
but he's on the other bench.
Exactly. That is actually the most interesting part.
Story within the story.
Yeah, like is he playing against his dad? Is that how he
does he dunk on his dad? Does he teabag his dad?
Does he just keep pointing to his hair and be like, remember we had this?
Damn, Hunter.
Dude, LeBron's hairline's bad, man. Like,
it's a well-known fact.
Like, I get, come on, man. Just
and then they threw in the Heat, like the D Wade, LeBron alley-oop dunk.
Yes, clearly.
With Lola, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I'll give him that.
I can't really hate on that, but we'll see if there's anything else worth watching in this.
Oh one. Shit! I see Space Ghost at 213. That's pretty cool, actually. So maybe all these properties are spectators. Actually there were spectators in the first game, and the last thing I will point out. I actually love the 3D renderings for the Toon Squad. Actually, they look good. I was like, okay. So again, this film by no means is, like this trailer is like devoid of good stuff, but
right.
But it's a surprising. There's a surprising bit of stuff that I just go, I don't know what the fuck is happening here, which I guess is kind of a good thing.
They have the Clockwork Orange guys in the background.
Yeah, that was the next one.
223.
And you can see the mask at like 219. So there have been rumors.
They've got the Ice King. They have from Game of Thrones, and the same at 223 on the left. 223.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
They do. Actually. So I mean, look, and you've got Scooby Doo on top there of the Mystery Machine, like so. You've got Harley Quinn actually on the top right there. So I mean, look, this could be fun. This could genuinely be fun.
I feel like I can speak for you where we're fans of the Looney Tunes. Like
absolutely.
Like that's what's one of the most enjoyable parts of the first one is that it's mostly Looney Tunes. Like and the Toon Squad is like what really makes it, and everybody's kind of character comes into play here. So I hope that they really lean into that. Like I hope that they use that to carry this movie like they did in the first one, personally.
Yeah, and I think there's a world that does happen, but I will be the first to admit, man, there is a lot of ways. There's actually about a dozen ways this movie could just fall into the ocean. I fully acknowledge that. But at the same time, as much as, again, I do not like LeBron. I tell LeBron he sucks to his face. Hopefully this game doesn't come down to free throws. But I will say, as much reverence as I do have for the first Space Jam, and I actually started watching the first one last night, and I was actually having quite a bit of fun still watching it. I hope this does hit for kids in the same way that the original hit for us. Because, I want kids to actually be entertained and not, tortured by the films that they watch. That would actually always be a nice thing. So I hope this works for kids, but I will be the first to admit, I am concerned. I am genuinely concerned about this. And I think
it didn't really alleviate like some of my concerns.
That's a really perfect way to put it. Is yes, it did not alleviate my concerns. It has me mildly intrigued, but again, I also see this does have 4 writers, man. Like that. Sometimes that does work to a benefit of the film. Sometimes it does not. I actually haven't even brought up the other screenwriters. So Justin Lin, I already talked about, Fast and Furious films. This other guy, Willie Ebersol, this is his first time being involved writing a script. That is also the case with Andrew Dodge, who's only written one other film, which I actually really enjoyed. I don't know if you remember it. It's the one with Jason Bateman, Bad Words. Do you remember that one? You ever see that?
The title sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you that I've seen it.
Okay. And then Alfredo Botello, the only thing he's written outside of this is The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, which is by far the worst one besides...
I disagree. I love that one.
Really? Oh, dude, I hate that one because Bow Wow sucks in that shit. Oh, God, I do not like Tokyo Drift. Anyways, but so I don't know, man. Did
Warner Brothers do the Fast and the Furious? Or is that Fox?
I think that is Fox actually. Okay. No, that's Universal. Pardon me.
Okay, because if not, I was like, they should throw that into this movie.
At this point, why
then you've got a film,
right? But I don't know, man. I'm weirdly intrigued by this, is what I will say. Again, I see a world where this completely fucking sucks, but I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised. That's what I'm hoping for. I am pleasantly surprised by what this is. But we're gonna see, man. This comes out July, so we're about 3 months away, actually, from it. I don't know if I'll go to a theater to see this because I'll be real, man. I just don't know if I want to pay for a LeBron movie. I might just get really high.
Just put a disclaimer at the bottom of this in the comments that says, "I fucking hate LeBron, but I do. Here's the trailer."
I don't like LeBron. Like I said, man, I actually started watching The Shop recently, and to his credit, man, he's a damn good interviewer. Like I genuinely have to give him credit for that.
Listen, he's a great dude. He's like we can go on about his contributions to Cleveland and things like that, but we're talking about the movie here. So
we are, and
we'll see.
Yeah, and like I said, man, like credit where it's due, man. He's a great ambassador for basketball, for social issues. So I will always give LeBron credit on that. And he's great in Trainwreck. Him and Bill Hader work really well together. But yeah, I mean, he is starring in a film, man. So we're gonna have to see. Yep. I will say too, and I have the same criticism about the first Space Jam. If you're gonna have a pro athlete who has kids, why not just have his kids be in it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought for sure that those were going to be his kids.
Yeah, just, cut out the middleman. Then you don't have to pay him. Just be like, take it up with your dad. But yeah, man, I'm horribly curious to see how this goes. But yeah, we'll find out in July. But Space Jam, what's it called? A New Frontier. Isn't that
New Legacy?
New Legacy. A New Frontier. I was thinking Star Trek. My bad. You know what? Star Trek's the one thing they didn't show. I like my title better. Space Jam. That's the third one. Space Jam: A New Frontier.
The Final Frontier.
The Final Frontier. But everyone, Space Jam: A New Legacy. What Easter eggs did you see? Because I saw, like I said, I paused this multiple times. I went, fuck, I'm still finding shit. But yeah, everyone, what did you think of the trailer? What's your favorite Easter egg? For me, it's probably Space Ghost. That made me really happy. I'm like, that's right, they do own Space Ghost. Fuck, that's right. But everyone, what did you think of the trailer? Let us know in the comments. You can follow us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. Don't forget to like our gaming page, Real Pineapple Games, on Facebook as well. You can follow Scott on Twitter at
Newman the First.
You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunter Real Pineapple. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on SoundCloud, Apple, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music, to name a few places you can listen to The Real Pineapple. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. We'll have reviews up this week for WandaVision. I'm really excited to get that posted, as well as a review for The Father and The Courier. And God, I'm trying to think what else comes out. I wish that a movie schedule would just be a thing, since everything's switching dates right now.
We'll have Godzilla vs. Kong coming out soon too.
Oh yeah, that too. But everyone, thank you so much for listening. Please take care of each other. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Get your COVID shot, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.